Well, hello there. I'm in West Lothian, in Torphichan, a place that I don't think I've been in before, just a wee village. But it's got a preceptory, so I thought that might be worth a visit. Of course, I had to check my dictionary first to find out what a preceptory was. I think my dictionary says something about knights. I'm not entirely sure which knights. I've seen kind of different descriptions saying it's Knights of St John, Knights Templar, Knights Hospitaller, which is a very difficult word to say. So it's definitely to do with knights. I think the building here dates back to, I think, the 11th or 12th century. Quite an old thing. And you know, when I was planning a walk in this area, I looked at this, I thought, there's Torphichan, it's got Preceptory. Cairnpapple Hill's not that far away, could do that as well, because there's a Neolithic Henge monument on top of that. Along with it, it's a sort of ancient ceremonial site with the burials that took place over probably thousands of years, in fact. And we'll get a good view from there as well. And I checked the internet, and the Preceptory is shut, and Cairnpapple Neolithic Henge is shut. And you might think, well, what's the point in going there? And the point is, we're going out for a walk here. We've got about 8 miles, lovely wee donder in the middle of winter. And while these attractions aren't sort of open, you can still go there and wander around. The actual grounds around this building is open. While we can't get inside the building, we can still get a good flavour of what it's all about and find things of interest. And it will be the same in Cairnpapple Hill. Wonderful views, and we'll get a feeling of the kind of ancient ceremonial site that it is without necessarily going underground, as you can do when it's open in the summer. So I'm looking forward to this. Cairnpapple Hill, I think it's just over 300 metres high, but we don't really have to go up that kind of height, because Torphichan, I think, is about, I don't know, roughly about 160 metres above sea level or whatever. So we're only having to go about half the height of the actual hill. The wee bit, there's a dusting of snow on the ground here, which there wasn't in Linlithgow, and it's just an indication that Torphichan sits a bit higher than Linlithgow. So I'm absolutely champing at the bit. It's a wee bit cold, but the sun is getting higher at this time of year. I saw a daffodil the other day, and there's geese flying about the place, coming or going, and making noise. So let's go. Taking a bit of a chance, walking in the middle of the road, got the camera set up in the middle of the road. The road's closed, thankfully. You can't beat a closed road. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to get to the top of Cairnpapple Hill. You know, I'm looking at a number of paths and things and roads. It doesn't seem to be direct. I've got to go a kind of squiggly roadway. I thought there might have been a way back there. There's a thin strip of trees. It looked as if on some maps there could have been a bit of a path there, but I just didn't like the look of it. There was a kind of pond. There was a bit of a path, but I thought, no, we'll go this way. Play it by ear. It's all about making decisions, and when you're on the ground, and I made a bad decision this morning when I left the house, or before I left the house. I've got a new pair of boots on. They're not expensive boots, but I keep my eyes out Mountain Warehouse if they've got stuff that's very, very reduced and it's not total crap. They're sort of soft boots, but I can feel the front of my ankle getting rubbed raw. I've only just left Torphichan. I suspect that this is going to cause me real issues, and I think it's just going to be very sore, you know. There's nothing I can do about it. I've made a mistake. I should have broke the boots in initially instead of just wearing them. I mean, with soft boots, the kind of thought is that you can perhaps wear them right away, but I'm not so sure about these ones. Anyway, we'll carry on here. I think I forgot to say earlier on that, you know, I've started at Torphichan. We'll get good views and what have you at the top of Cairnpapple Hill, and then we'll make our way along a lovely path at the side of a reservoir that I've done many years ago. It's a lovely little track, and then we'll head downhill into Linlithgow. We'll maybe have a drink in the Four Marys to finish off the day in the video. So let's go. Well, this is the top of Cairnpapple Hill and the Neolithic Henge monument, and there's any number of, I think, Bronze Age burials as well. It's been a pretty special site for probably thousands of years. And on top of all that, we've got an awesome view towards north towards the Firth of Forth. A view all around, in fact. But I'm not going to hang about too long because it's bitterly cold and there is a wee bit of wind. But as I say, it's closed just now. When it's open in the summer, you can check the opening times on the internet. You can actually go inside this mound here, which is obviously even more fascinating than just being here on the outside. I've got a sort of pie thing. Potato, spring onion and cheese, which sounds pretty good. Got it in Oliphant's Bakers in Linlithgow. And I'll scoff that right now. I recently got some toothpaste. I think it's Colgate. I recently got a similar sort of style of toothpaste where it said whiter teeth in 10 days or something like that. I thought, well, fair enough. And it has actually made a difference. My teeth look just less yellow. Not so much white as less yellow, but they wouldn't want to use that as an advertising phrase. Make your teeth less yellow with Colgate toothpaste. Plus I've got a lot of teeth missing. It's difficult to make teeth that aren't there white. But the last time I was in the supermarket I couldn't get the exact same toothpaste. But I got a similar one that also said, you know, make your teeth whiter in 10 days time. Except that this was a sort of charcoal based toothpaste. And what that basically means is it's black. You know, as it emerges from the tube, you look at it and you think, oh, this toothpaste is black. It's black because it's got charcoal in it. You know, when you brush your teeth, your mouth and your teeth end up black. It's like some sort of joke toothpaste that you would get at a Tam Shepherd's joke shop. Your mouth's all black. It's that sort of thing. But that blackness goes away. And you know, in many ways, the use of charcoal in toothpaste kind of harks back to the old days when they used kind of things that we had about the house that were handy for carrying out kind of cleaning tasks. You maybe take a bit of burnt wood from the fire and somehow rub that onto your teeth and it would make your teeth whiter. But that's what we're like in the old days, you know, we're much tougher then. If you went to the doctor and you said, "Doctor, I've got a sore ear," and the doctor would say, "Take this lump of coal, lad, and rub it on your ear, that'll sort it." Yeah, well, we're much tougher back then. You could go to the doc with any number of ailments. Get a bit of a sore leg, doctor. Take this lump of coal, lad, just rub it on the sore bit, that'll sort it. Anyway, before I get too ridiculous, I'm just going to eat this and then we'll be on our way. You know, one thing I will say about this whole area is it's full of stones. And I'm seeing lots of lumps and bumps in the ground that you're thinking, oh, I wonder what that is. Is that an old steading or is it some prehistoric feature? I mean, this is just the dry stone wall that runs at the side of this little road. Look at the size of that stone. I don't think they would have moved that to make it part of the wall. That must surely have been there before. And yet there are other huge stones here. There's another one just there. What are all these big stones doing about here? There's a car coming. This is a part of this walk that I particularly like. I have done it just once before. It's an area that is pretty much festooned with Iron Age hill forts and all sorts of ancient bits and bobs. And just that thing there seems to be a tower on my map. It looks more like a ducat. Maybe part of a tower, I can't maybe see it all from here. Away in the distance, you've got, on either side of this path, you've got a number of hill forts at, oh, that was not named on my map. Pretty substantial looking one, 220 metres high. And then to the right, you've got Cockleroy Fort. It's marked as a viewpoint on the map. That'd be a good place for a wee donder. But it's just that the whole area's got a really nice feel to it. It's full of outcrops of rock that I passed as I came along the track there. And that rock's obviously been put to good use to build any number of things throughout time. Correction, I'm spouting drivel here. I may have been holding my map the wrong way around, I'm not sure. But that kind of fairly prominent hill on the right isn't Cockleroy. That's Cockleroy there, the hill fort, with the crag in front of it. This doesn't seem to be, I don't know what that is, but it just looks as if it should be a hill fort, you know, that sort of thing. It might be worth exploring someday. And that other hill fort that wasn't named, 222 metres high, is actually on that side. So I was getting a bit mixed up there. That's it, corrected. But I think you can maybe also see here, there's stones all over the place. There's a pile of stones there. Hopefully you can see them. And just way in the distance there's another pile of stones. Obviously when farmers are kind of making their fields suitable for planting crops and things, throughout time they've cleared stones out of the way, because stones have got a kind of habit of breaking bits of farm equipment. So you don't want big stones in the way, you would clear them to the side. But that's a pretty big pile of stones there, you know. And some big stones. And you think, well, what were all these stones doing there? You know, you're tempted to think they were perhaps part of something at some point in the past, even going back to prehistoric times. Might have been something. Now they're just a pile of stones. The stone gatherer would have a field day in this area. Well, that's me in the Four Marys in Linlithgow. It was a hard slog coming downhill towards Linlithgow. There were just too many roads with no pavement, and a lot of fast cars and bends on the road, and no room to get out of the way really. It was a nightmare. I sometimes think if we're going to try to encourage walking to keep people fit, then maybe we should start building pavements on roads. I mean, it's dangerous, you know. Very dangerous. I think the name Four Marys is related to Mary Queen of Scots. She was called Mary as well. I think for a period in history towards the late 16th century, everybody was called Mary. They kind of used up a lot of names and they weren't sure, you know, they would maybe have a child and think to themselves, I'm not sure what we should call this. I ran out of names. And for a period of about 10 years they all thought to themselves, we'll just call it Mary. Yeah. So everybody was called Mary. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Get it torn into this beer. See if it'll dull the pain in my foot. Don't wear new boots without parading them in. I'm Eddie Burns. Cheers.